Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Keep Driving, a chilled, relaxing road trip adventure with RPG elements and some sort of puzzle mechanics. Um, it's quite hard to describe this game. I've just found it really relaxing and a lot of fun, so I'm going to do a Cornish review for it. I've played about 20 hours. I think we could probably get probably another 5 or so hours out of this title to get to the remaining 3 endings. As you can see, I have a couple that I haven't picked up: Jail, The Cabin, and Rehab. I think probably like 5 hours to get those 3 would be relatively fine. So we're going to do a review of this game and give you my thoughts. But just to give a brief summary right now, I like this game a lot. I think it's a really nice little indie title, lot of character, and just really, if you just want to play a game and sit back, like have something playing in the background and to distract you, like be it of basically like an audio book or a podcast or a show or a program, and you just want to zone out and you just want to have something to play where you don't have to think, have a lot of deep thought about it, you don't have to think super tactically. It's just a beautiful little thing. So, let's dive in, shall we? First of all, the options menu. Pretty basic, to be honest. Minimal things for a minimum game. I have turned steamer mode on just because there's some tracks in the game that would probably get me flagged, which is annoying because the music in this game is so much fun. Basic controllers support some more coming soon. English with more languages coming soon as well. They have laid out their roadmap for the coming year for this title, and it looks to be fun. A lot more events and stuff to be added, a lot more sort of body to be added out. I mean, the game is really good as it is, but they're just suggesting a lot more interesting things to add as well. So, let's dive in. Before we go any further, in case I have forgotten to do it, Keep Driving is developed and published by YCJC Games, and I believe it's a very small team. I think it's 2 people. I'm pretty sure it's 2 people, but I might be wrong there. If that is the case, then they have done a fantastic job with this presentation and the game. It is a beautiful game, as you will see. The memories invite you out again. It feels like nothing has changed. You're still looking for more. You were young, this is life, this was yours, you had the time. I mean, I love the art style. This pixelated art style is really nice. Has like the game, from what I can tell, is supposed to be set in the early 2000s in America, where I believe the whole culture of going on road trips is quite a thing. Never something that I did when I was younger, but hey ho, in Europe. But you get access to your driving license earlier, I believe, or was it around the same time? I can never recall. I think like in Britain you can get your driving license at like 16. You can get provisional. Oh, you get learner, I believe, at 16. Right, so you have choice between a female and male character. You can set your name. Let's just say Bob for now. Relationship with your parents. This is basically like the difficulty scale. This is basically the difficulty scale with your parents being like your get out of jail free card. Is that if you have an issue, if you break down, if you run out of money, if you run out of fuel, you can contact your parents, and if they fail to pick up, it's game over. So it's basically the slider for how difficult the game is. I normally set it at like 4 or 5, to be honest. Unless you're trying to go after a particular ending, there's not a lot of point to having it set lower, in my honest opinion. What was your occupation? As I said, I've played this game for quite a while, so I've unlocked quite a bit of them. The occupations basically unlock certain traits for your character. So, like, for example, in mourning, you have the downer trait. When you become sad, you also become satisfied. It rains more often. Like, intern, start with more cash. Racer, add special events during road events. That kind of thing. Let's just go with your normal sort of unemployed background, which is one of the starting ones. What are you bringing with you? You can have like starting kits depending what endings and certain events unlock. Now, normally you get your mum's care package, your tools, and your ginger beer. I have unlocked camping gear, and I have unlocked a festive kit because of the endings I did. I will grab camping gear because it's quite nice and quite useful. It also gives us a tent, which is a very powerful item. And now you have the cars that you have access to. So you have your standard 1981 sedan, as you can see here. It has 4 passenger seats, average trunk size, and average engine. You can upgrade it. As you can see, I've put a bit in details and stuff on like that. You can like have it kept as it was from the previous run, or you can basically have it. You can have it like unaltered, or you can keep your upgrades from the previous run. I personally keep the upgrades from the previous run. It just helps a lot. You have different vehicles as well. So if you want to go back, see, we could have like a truck. We can have like Musti, like a 1980s Musti. We have a truck. They all have different characteristics. And you have to unlock them because you only start off with the sedan. Well, let's pick up the Musti for now because I just want to show it off. Nice paint job. Lots of tweaked out things on it. So let's grab that. Our driving license. Like, isn't basically, this isn't sort of like in America. It's sort of like somewhere that's like America adjacent, I believe. It's sort of like in America inspired. Judging by your driving license. We are a donor. You have your information here. Basic background. And so here is basically the screen you have. You have your energy, which you use in events and like things that happen. Your status effects, both good and negative. How much money you have. You have brake pedal. You have gas pedal for basically doing various things. Basically, the brake pedal is the pause button. And the gas pedal allows you to get out of events. You have the tracker along the central bottom screen, which tells you when things are coming up on the road, be they events or activities or hitchhikers, that kind of thing. You have a glove box, which has usable items and like food and stuff you can keep in it if you get hungry. You have your car's condition, which basically represents how well your car's functioning. It will basically, if you run out of condition, you will break down and have to go to the garage for repairs. You have your fuel gauge, and this is how it is. So let's enter our home and grab our supplies. Now, this is where the RPG sort of side of it comes in. You have limited space. Now, all the cars have seats that can be folded down besides the pickup truck, because the pickup truck has a boot. It has a large sort of storage bay. Not storage bay. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's called. Basically, has a lot of carrying capacity. Let's just say that. But I have put a roof rack on the top, so we're going to put our tent there. You're going to put the fuel can in the back along with the torch, a couple of cans of beans, and a hunting knife. You can, if you're holding stuff, you can rotate with R to basically. It's basically a bit like a storing mechanic, but it's basically storing element. You can right mouse click to basically knock down seats. Some cars have seats that go down individually. Some have them that basically go down in pairs. To interact with an item, you right click and it comes up with a tab here, so you can use rotate, discard, move. Let's read the letter. New journey, way out festival. Hey, are you coming to the festival this year? I heard you got a new car, fun. You You can buy a ticket in any big city. It's kind of a long way anyway, but you'll make it. Don't forget to sleep and fill up on the way when you're low on gas. I was stranded once or twice, and it's not too bad if you have some money. See you in 4 weeks. Get a ticket, optional, get a tent, get to the festival. And that is our end goal. This is like the vanilla ending, is getting to the festival. It's like your default ending. Now, you can't zoom out at all on this map, unfortunately, which is a bit the same. But you're trying to drive along these roads. There's different kinds of roads. There's country roads that you see in green. There's motorways that you see in orange. And if you can find one that's blue dotted, they are sort of like back county, like off the track. And then you have like city zones, which are like city area, which you get into more of like, these are basically city sort of mega roads around large urban areas. Now we do have a ledger, so we can turn stuff on and you can see all the different things that are out in the world. So like thrift stores, which you can buy and sell antiquities. Basically think of them like specialist items that help you, sort of like tents, hunting knives, torches, that kind of thing. Car parts shop sells parts to add to your car. Explore allows you to go off and like explore the wilderness, explore city areas. You can find items and interesting events. Work lets you earn cash. Cafes and pubs basically allow you to pick up miscellaneous jobs. Like work is basically you spend time, you work in an area, you get a bit of money. You don't go anywhere. Quests, cafes and pubs normally have like fetch quests, like take these boxes to this location, like put advertising on the cars you're driving, that kind of thing. Gas places obviously for refueling. Garages allow you to basically install and buy upgrades to your car and repair it. Shops sell food and goods, and inns, basically hostels, allow you to rest and get rid of lots of negatives. So we need to go to R80, which is our destination, so we've got a left click there. It shows you how much fuel it's going to use. So if you can see here when you hover over it, it tells you how much fuel it's going to use and the amount of time it's going to take. So normally if we were driving in a normal car, it would take 3 hours, but our car has a really good engine, so it's only going to take 2. So it's all about juggling. It's all about juggling time and fuel economy, because you get tired, your energy runs out, your abilities that you use for like events and game only have a limited amount of uses. So all these things have to be balanced. Now we have $75.50, and so it'd be nice for us to try and find somewhere nearby that has a degree of work to it. Now I will say that the map is always randomized. So every time you start the game, the map is relatively randomized, like road layouts, that kind of thing. My experience though is that the mountain in the center of the map is always there, like the mountain range is always there, so you have to play around it. Now we do have a couple of pubs along here which we could do. The nearest sort of like proper paying job place is Dumsum Dilly, which is not very great, to be honest. I'd rather pick up some miscellaneous work. The problem is each routes have different like advantages and disadvantages. The main highways don't tend to have a lot of work. They tend to be quite sparse on places you could interact with. I mean, like these places may have work. We'll see what we can get. So let's head down here. So first of all, we need to leave home. Now, A and D basically push you forward, push you backwards. Select up here, and you basically go up to the edge of the map, and you hit the leave button. It goes drive towards R80. Now, I want to show off something of the game. So if you left click, you can hold down and you can open up a wheel, like a selection wheel. It might be deactivated due to the fact that we've got Steamer mode on, which is taking out a lot of songs. Okay, so this is an event that you've run into. Now, as the game goes on, you unlock a lot of abilities and skills. 1 second, folks. Let me just... Let's just drop the sound down a little bit. Okay. So, as you can see here, items and abilities have units. At the top you can see, like for example, relax. It affects energy effects and it affects fuel. So when you're in an encounter, whenever you see one of these things on the dashboard flashing with an orange indicator above it, there are various types, as you can see here. They will cause different effects to happen. So for this one, this round, this particular one will basically deals 1 damage on a road phase, which is when the computer takes a turn. So next, this round, it is going to hit our car's durability for 1 point of damage. So we need to get rid of that to basically not receive any damage. So we only have a couple of abilities. We have relax and we have a go at it. So let's use a single point of energy to get rid of that. Now, because it was perfect, and perfect happens when you use an ability and knock out all of its targets. So we used that once and it was perfect, so we got another round. We can use another ability, or we can use something from the glove box. I'm going to use something from the glove box. I'm going to use some chewing gum to get rid of that, to get another perfect. Now, you can only do that once. You can only get 2 actions a round. And now it's flipped back to our go. So this turn, the computer is going to basically attack one of our things for a point of damage. But as we look here, if we press this question mark, you can see that it has a note. When this is destroyed, it destroys adjacent threats. It's basically like a little puzzle game. So let's do that. We've got another perfect thing, and we got a status boost. We got a special effect called In the Zone. Now, you can have music, but that seems to be turned off for this. You can have journals and various bits and pieces. Clear skies. Okay, you can see here nothing's going to happen this round. Nothing out of the event. Basically, it flips across the screen here if a special indicator's going to, a special modifier is going to take place, like all the events that trigger simultaneously, that kind of thing. So let's take care of that. We've got another perfect, and then we shall go for, actually this is a good opportunity to use this, clear a lot of enemy threats off the board. So slow country, add 1 energy threat. Okay, so it's added in another event that we had to take care of, but we still have things in place so we can deal with it. And our trait allows us to recuperate more energy. Introspection. I should think of something to think. Think, don't think. Now, some of these can be random, some of these can give you talents or traits or that kind of thing. Do not think. It's not easy as I thought. But we got energy back. So we can pull over and look at our boot, we can look at our journal, learn and equip skills, we can look at our calendar. But every time you get to a location, you basically suffer status effects. So for example, here we are hungry and we are tired. Now, hungry can basically be dealt with by eating food. So if you wanted to, we could eat some of our beans. I do like the fact that your food items actually go down. The tiredness is harder to deal with. Now, as I was trying to show you, we have a radial menu here, so you can open your map to see where you want to go. So we can plan a new route. We can go, we're going to go there for our next route, so we've got to go into Gottville. We can have music, but that's basically turned off because obviously for Steamer reasons and copyright, which is annoying. We have our calendar, which shows us the log of events. Our current goal is to get to the festival. We already have the 10th, which is cool. But as you can see here, shows you our deadline. So we're a couple of days in, it's the 3rd, and we have until the 30th to get there of June. hopefully they add a lot more events going on to see how stuff goes. We have a skill book which basically gives you new traits and talents that you basically unlock to use in combat or to use throughout the world. You have your basic, you have driving, you have hiking, you have social, and you have thrifty. And these unlock as you play the game. So personally, some of the social ones are really powerful. The early one isn't great, but some of the later ones can be pretty good. Driving fast is nice as well in case of emergency. Resourceful, remove warnings and swaps the threats targeted with this. It depends what you want, really. We got these two unlocked. Personally, I always like the social ones myself. So you hold down left mouse button to unlock it, and you drag this up onto the hook here, onto the bull clip up here, to use during events. So that's our skill point being used. We can get some fuel, we don't really need it. Let's go to the petrol station. We don't have anything interesting. They have coffee. Now coffee is really nice because if you see here, just describing this little bit here, it gives you a description to what's going on. Hot beverage which restores 2 energy and cures 1 stack of tiredness. It can go cold though, which is not great, but I have found if you keep it in your glove box, it stays warmer for longer. There's also items that you can pick up which has varying effects on things. Okay, one of them being a thermos flask, which keeps your fuel warm for longer. And I do like the art style of the shops that you go into. Now you see some of these icons here have like little ticks or like little things beneath them. These are basically to show you what they do if you use them in a combat situation. So you've got like chewing gum, you've got cigarettes, you've got like the WD-40, you've got duct tape, that kind of thing. And also there are other things like sunglasses and bits and pieces you can add to your car. You can do upgrades if you can get to a garage. So there is a NPC companion you can pick up which can install stuff on your vehicle as you drive along. And like I said, we have extra roof space that was installed here, as you can see, in the classical roof rack. But there's a lot of RPG mechanics. So let's leave and continue on driving to Gottville. I wish I could show off the music in this game, like the entire playlist, but it's just not going to be the case, unfortunately. We've got rainbows. Add 1 energy threat. Ooh, that's not great. Okay. This is actually going to be quite a hard one to do. Because it's going to cost me a lot of energy, because I don't have a lot of abilities at the moment. So we're going to have to rely on have a go and that kind of thing. What's this one? Getting tired. Okay. So yeah, we got a tired status effect, which is you hover over here, tells you what it does. Max energy reduced by 1, which is pretty bad to be honest, but we can still just get rid of it, pop ourselves up. We'll quickly drink our drink to get rid of tiredness and get some energy. And do we want to pick up a hitchhiker? Hitchhikers are basically NPC companions. Some are really good, some are pretty bad. So let's see who we have today. Okay. So, we have this character. Good thing you came along. I was thinking I was going to miss the show. I'm heading to the big fucking apple. Hey, do you have some food with you? I think she's hungry. Okay, this kid was just standing on the side of the road with his dog, a pure breed Bozo. I wouldn't even tell he was looking for a ride. It doesn't pay to try was written on one of his pins. He looked a bit like a junkie. Okay, so basically these are like basically travelling companions that you can pick up. They level up with experience, unlocking additional traits and abilities that you can use in-game, but they do come with negatives. Every travelling companion comes with a negative. So for example, dog owner needs an extra space for his dog. So let's grab him, put him in the front seat, and his dog will jump in the passenger seat. So he takes up an extra slot, basically. You can kick them out. There are some negatives to doing that, though, with some of our backpackers. So Punk Club was his mission. Punk wants to go to the Punk Club in the big city. Okay. So if we want to see where that is, let's look at the map. Introspection. But what the hell did I eat? I thought it was going to be a tiny one. Feel better now, though. Got to take better care about what I eat. We are satisfied. We're hungry and tired again. Okay. But time is wearing on. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. But if you want to look on our map, you can pop open the calendar while you're here to take you to where you want to go. So he wants to be taking you down the way to Farkopolisk, which is a big urban centre right on the east coast. So if we drive all the way down there with him, it would basically tick off his personal goal. Sometimes they have stuff going on. You can talk to them. We actually have a proper supermarket here. Let's eat our beans. Ironically, there are a couple of... There's a whole range of items that you can get in this game. Some go off, some don't. Some have to be eaten hot, some don't. For example, potatoes are super cheap. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. You need a cooker to basically use these. I tend to grab these when I get the option because they're super cheap and they actually do what they say. If you can get the cooking stove to basically do it. Otherwise, investing in stuff like bananas and carrots works really well. They're multiple use items that are basically, they're a bit expensive, but they have more charges than, say, junk food. So, for example, like a watermelon or tinned fish, they're better to have. Plus, there are certain traits that you can pick up, which, for example, like vegetarian, if you only eat vegetables, like fruits and vegetables and stuff, you get better benefits for. Once again, really nice pixel art style. They have no coffee, though, which is not great for us, because there's only a few things... There's only a few things in the game that sort of fix your tiredness, and coffee is one of them. There's a couple of energy drinks and stuff. One thing I find really weird though is that they have stuff like fruit juice, like juice basically also makes you tired, which I always found a bit strange. Even stuff like water in this game makes you tired, which I think is trying to balance out the fact that otherwise drinks would be a really powerful item. There are police in this game, so you can be pulled over for drunk driving, do be aware. So, nothing in here. Let's have a look in the general store. Yeah, okay, so they do have coffee, which is always nice to have. We are burning through our money a little bit, but we're okay. But coffee's a really nice item to have. Right, there's also a garage here as well. Now, garages allow you to change your tyres and apply sort of colour schemes to your cars, that kind of thing. Depending on what you want. There's all kinds of different space. Sunset, which is the one that I got. I'd like to see I'd love to see a larger selection of colours. There's also items like car jack, allows you to switch wheels. Switch tyres anywhere, so if you want to have, if you're going off-road, you can stop, switch out your tyres to better quality tyres. Not always useful, but certain scenarios do justify it. And this is a general sort of feel of the game. Now, the game is autosave, so whenever you leave or do anything, the game automatically saves for you from the last location. And while you're in this zone, you can sort of trundle backwards and forwards, and it doesn't affect your fuel amount. Let's show you how you use fuel as well. You go to the fuel station, you basically press that, and you hold it down until you pop up to the percentage you want to have it filled up. Then you just basically hit this, and you pay, which is very nice. These status effects tick down over time. It can be hard to see, but over time the little band around the edge decreases, as you can just sort of see here. But overall, this is a nice, charming little game. I do really like Keep Driving. I would really recommend it to people. It's just really nice and relaxing. The full playlist for the game is fantastic. You can customize it, you can switch out songs, you can make your own playlists from the tracks you find out in the world. It's just really pleasant. And if you just want something just to chill out to and not think about, this is the game for you. I've been Cornish-knight, this has been Keep Driving, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.